Alright, let's get this show on the road. Okay, today we're going to be moving right along and talking about running backs a little bit. Alright. Kick things off, I guess we're going to review the running back situation on my team, Seahawks. Of course, starting things off, we've got our, primary running back and probably the primary player, Sean Alexander. Um, 2 years ago, obviously, he broke records, had a season for the ages, almost 1,900 yards, 27 touchdowns, which was a new record, of course. Since then, we've seen LDT convincingly shatter that record, but no shame in having a record shattered by a player like LDT, if you know what I'm saying. Um, he's coming off a year where he got hurt and played injured for most of the season. He just had a rough time of it, was pretty inconsistent, and, he just had a rough season. I don't think he broke. I think if you include his receiving stats, he might have just broken 900 yards or something. Maybe gotten up near 1,000, but, he just had a rough time of it last year. But he's still a good player. He's still got, he's more than anything, he's a vision back. And he's still got his great vision, so he's going to be able to find the hole and hit the hole and know where to go and follow his blocks. He's got pretty good power and, pretty good speed. I don't think he's lost any of those. He's not an extremely good power back or speed back, but he's got a nice mix of moves working for him. I've heard that his foot is still hurt, and we're gonna have to find a way around that. Just put it behind us. We can't have that nagging us again this year. We need him. So hopefully that all works out. I'm pretty happy having him around, though. I know he's getting up there in age, but he should be good for another 2 or 3 years, I think, and then maybe he starts to drop off. We'll see, though. I mean, last year when you saw how well he played against like Chicago, San Diego, you get the feeling that he's still capable of great things. He just needs to stay healthy and get healthy and all that. And then behind him, I guess we got Maurice Morris. Obviously, last year he came in, played pretty well. Um, he was a little inconsistent. He's kind of a hit or miss player. Either he breaks off a big run or he just gets tackled at the line of scrimmage. But he came in and filled in for Alexander when he got hurt last year, and I was pretty happy with how he did. He's a speedy player, knows how to hit the hole pretty well. Sometimes he dances a little bit, and that annoys me, but as backups go, I'm pretty happy with him. I'm also happy with him as a spell back for Alexander. Maybe he'll catch passes out of the backfield, or just let him have a rest. As backups go, he's pretty good. Nice, pretty good speed and decent elusiveness. Um, yeah, and behind him, I'm not I'm not totally sure who our third stringer would be right now, but in the event of something happening to both Sean and Maurice, we'd actually probably put our fullback Leonard Weaver at running back. And Weaver's got a sick stiff arm. He's got decent speed. He's a very much a ball-toting fullback, but that's a conversation for another day, apparently. So, okay, to review, I guess I'd give my running back situation a good A minus because we've got a great starter who's just starting to get over the hill, but he's still got enough left in the tank, and we've got a good backup. So I think an A minus would be fair. Obviously, age is quickly becoming a concern, but any team with an elite running back, pretty much in this league, has the same thing to say. Uh, okay. As for running backs around the league, um, Running back has become a tricky position as of late because by the time a player gets to the point where they can call themselves elite, they're already old. I mean, this is a position with a ton of turnover in this league because you got players getting injured, you got players just suddenly breaking down and getting old. But there are still special players here and there, like well, I'll get to that in a minute. As a running back, you're expected to be able to run with quite a few different talents, like power. Good example of that is Larry Johnson in Kansas City. In past years, you had the bowling ball, Jerome Bettis. You also expected to be able to run with great speed, like Willie Parker now does in Pittsburgh, and Tomlinson's pretty fast in San Diego. There's also, the great vision running backs in this league today, like Sean Alexander. I also think Edgerrin James is a pretty good vision back. Also, some running backs are expected to be able to run with like agility, go around players, just juke or spin, and get them out of the way. Like Tomlinson is another great example of that. You've also got players that can stiff arm really well, like Tomlinson. Once again, I mean, I remember he had a stiff arm or two in the St. Louis game that they were just fantastic right there. Steven Jackson too has got a pretty nice stiff arm in St. Louis. Also, lately, running backs have become expected to catch the ball out of the backfield or maybe even line up in the slot. Roger Craig and Marshall Faulk kind of developed that conception of a running back. These days, Danian Tomlinson, once again, his name comes up. Brian Westbrook, Steven Jackson, and all those players. They catch a lot of balls out of the backfield, probably more than 50 in a season. Tomlinson has topped 100, I think, once in his career. So that's another thing that great running backs today can do. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, a running back's got a lot of responsibilities in an offense. There's also like blocking pass rushers out of the backfield in pass protection. Edgerrin James was obviously very good at that in Indianapolis. Steven Jackson is also quite good at it too. These are just all the different things that a running back is expected to do in today's offenses. Now, the best running back in the league, this is pretty basic stuff right here. It's got to be LDT right now. He's the complete package. He can run with power, speed, agility. He can catch the ball. He can pound the ball into the end zone. He's, just a complete beast, and he easily deserves the title of the best running back in the league right now. Most underrated running back, perhaps Brian Westbrook, even though he's just starting to get his credit. I think he was a big Pro Bowl snub last year. He can also do a little bit of everything you might expect of a running back, except maybe run with power, but he doesn't need it. Overrated running back, I think it's got to be Willis McGahee, just because his career yard per carry average is like 3.8 or something, and people think he's a top 10 halfback in this league mainly because of his mouth and because he played in Miami, but he just isn't. He needs to prove himself to be that elite running back this year in Baltimore, or else we're really going to have to start thinking that he's just not what we thought he would be. Breakout running back this year, there are a lot, but I'm going to go with DeAngelo Williams in Carolina. I liked him a lot coming out of college. I thought he compared pretty well to Emmitt Smith. So I expect great things out of him this year. I think Deshaun Foster is going to be pushed out of that starting role, and I think Williams is going to have himself a great season. Alright, that's about all I can say about running backs, so thanks for listening and stay tuned. I'm out. Bye.